911 Dakar, Porsche's tribute to a legendary rally win. Now we drive the reboot on a World Rally stage. Welcome to a very windswept and interesting place. This is Jack's Ridge, one of the coolest bits of gravel in world motorsport. This is the Super Special Stage where in 2022, Kali Rovanpera won Rally New Zealand, with it the WRC, becoming the world's youngest ever World Rally champion. Today we're talking though about another piece of history with this, the Porsche 911 Dakar. And before you ask, this is not a 911 with a retro paint job. Yes, the paint job is retro, but this is the real deal. Those are Pirelli Scorpion tyres, a real-world version of the WRC rubber. And just look at the stance. At its lowest height, the 911 Dakar sits 5 centimetres taller than a regular 911. And check this out, it can go even higher, up to 8 centimetres to give 16 centimetres of ground clearance. And when it's up there, you can also get a better view of the stainless steel underbody shields. But like I said, this is not just a 911 with a cool retro paint job. This is a tribute to one of Porsche's greatest motorsport successes, winning the 1984 Paris-Dakar on debut. Now, to give you a sense of how big an achievement that was for a sports car, keep in mind that's an 11,000 kilometre slog across wild African terrain. 11,000 kilometres. The Rally New Zealand that finished here at Jack's Ridge was just 280 kilometres long. And to top it off, Porsche won again on the Paris-Dakar in '86 in the legendary 959. This though is a reboot of the '84 car. The wheels, 19-inch front, 20 rear, are the same pattern. That rear spoiler is fixed and very 80s. And how's this for a racy touch? The carbon fibre bonnet straight from the GT3. And look close, those side air intakes have stainless steel grills. They're built to keep things out. The front and rear tow hooks are actually tow hooks, and the roof rack is all desert rally spec. You can even option a roof tent. But we're not here to talk holidays, we're here for New Zealand's first drive of the 911 Dakar, on road and here at the Jack's Ridge Super Special Stage. Am I excited? You bloody betcha. In many ways, this is the non-911. Just hear me out here. To start with, you've got all that desert gear right above my head, which ruins any chance of this being an aerodynamically slippery car, which is something 911s are renowned for. And then you've got the tyres, they're for off-road use. But the fact is, on these roads, they're brilliantly comfortable, which makes this a fantastic 911 to drive on city streets. You wouldn't think it, but it is. This is the slowest 911, all thanks to those tyres. Just to stop them from flying to pieces, speed is limited to 240 kilometres an hour. Now, when I say slow, no 911 is actually slow. Remember, this is four-wheel drive, it's turbocharged. It will go from 0 to 100 in 3.4 seconds on those off-road tyres. But if you go to full off-road height, that top speed is dropped to just 170. Still, that's pretty fast on snow, sand or mud. You can hear those tyres. It's just a sort of a distant howl, not like the big knobblies on a big off-roader, but sort of like a... I liken the way these tyres feel on tarmac to the old cross-ply rubber, but I don't want the car to sound old-fashioned. It's got rear axle steering, for goodness sake, which I really hope will keep me pointed in the right direction when we hit the gravel. The Rally Sport interior is low-key, but there are still plenty of cool touches. The Dakar badge, for example, includes the build number. Remember, this is one of just 2,500. Now, I mentioned the ride height earlier, but there's actually another big change to the suspension, and that is the spring rate. The coils in this are 50% softer than you'd find in the Carrera this car's based on. Now, the reason for that is better behaviour off-road, handling the bumps and the rough stuff. But the upside is, when you're on these roads, Auckland roads, it's incredibly comfortable. The Rally Sport package also includes these 6-point harnesses and roll bars, even a fire extinguisher. All this equipment and rarity does add up to a price, $449,600. Which is why right now I'm feeling equal measures of excitement and anxiety, because it's time to introduce the 911 Dakar to a WRC Super Special Stage, and there's only one way to start. In typical Porsche fashion, no stones are left unturned. That sports chrono pack includes a relay launch control to help you leave the start line like the real deal. Well, there's two different drive modes I mentioned do very different things. Off-road, which raises the car right up, sends the drive 50-50 to the front and rear. It's for big rocks and sand, etc. As for the rally mode that I'm in now, as you can see, it's the fun mode. It sends 80% of the drive to the rear wheels. It's made for tail out fun. That was the jump there, which we didn't jump. That power's courtesy of a twin-turbo 3-litre flat 6. Of course, 353 kilowatts or 473 brake horsepower and 570 newton meters. Note too, there are GT3 engine mounts holding it to the body. A little sprinkle of race spec feel to the power delivery, which runs through an 8-speed PDK box. You know, the combined result of the rear wheel steer and the chassis control is a car that does everything possible to help you get that tail out and maybe keep it out. I'll be honest with you, it was my initial intention to film this piece in a nice wide open paddock with lots of mud and no consequences. The truth is, this car is so much better at going sideways than I am. As a result, the way everything just works together, it flatters and it thrills. It's epic. This is just ridiculously awesome. I mean, this is the stuff of dreams to drive on a WRC Super Special Stage. But to be doing it rather untidily in a Porsche, man oh man. Man, this car's tough. And it's not just the sporting pedigree, there's a mechanical side, all-wheel drive. The 953 was the first all-wheel drive Porsche. Wow. But I tell you what, no all-wheel drive Porsche is as fun as this. Wow. I didn't want that to stop. I've got to stop. The car's in one piece. It's dirty, but it's in one piece. That's success. There, as good as new. Not a scratch on it. You know what, forget the history and rarity. The Dakar is actually something else. Well, for starters, I reckon it's the most practical everyday 911 yet, at least for two people. But something else. It is without a doubt the most fun. Good, clean fun.